What's up, everybody? Advertise Crush back with you once again. I've seen these before. Got the original. You got the mixed berry ZOAs, which is Dwayne the Johnson Rocks new energy drink brand. I don't really do reviews a whole lot. However, switch things up a little bit, and I think right here is about time to kind of start with these. So, basically, what these are marketed as is a basically all natural for the most part, kind of energy drink, something that's not going to bomb you out as far as crash and everything like that, and essentially something a little bit more natural to anybody who's just looking to get a little bit of a bump. People kind of tired of the Monsters and the Red Bulls of the world. So the two that I have here, of course, are the original and the mixed berry. And honestly, as far as the nutritional facts go, it's pretty much identical. Pretty much identical. There's almost nothing here that's, out of the ordinary, so on and so forth. It just isn't. The big thing with these that was a little kind of off-putting to me, and you can kind of see it in the first video that I put up, is that there's no fruit juice in here. I'm like, well, it's supposed to be all natural, but there's no fruit juice. But when I kind of went down the line, I'm like, okay, there's got to be some sort of a sweetener or whatnot. And then when I really kind of got into this and started looking at, the actual ingredients, the second ingredient of both of these is sugar, which that does happen. And you do also have some green tea extract and acerola juice powder in these as well, if I'm not mistaken. And that's in both of them, actually. So which has got to account for some of the taste and whatnot. But it says there's 0 artificial flavors in either of these. So as I'm kind of looking down the super berry, I'm not seeing a whole lot. It just says natural flavors. So, but no fruit juice in either of these. So, first off, the positives. The positives are, these are really, really light. I can't tell you how many times that I have picked up an energy drink in the past. And the moment you crack it open and you get that first sip, it just feels heavy. It almost feels syrupy in your mouth. And I hate that. I really, really do. It's just one of those type of things where it feels like you're just, chucking down more B12 you can handle, more niacin you can handle, and pretty much any other B vitamin or caffeine derivative that is pretty much out on the planet. And these don't feel that way to me. These feel kind of really light in the mouth and honestly really kind of light on the body as well. Which is kind of weird to me at the same time, because I figured when I started kind of drinking these, because I don't really drink energy drinks a lot. It's more of a, me and my doctor type of thing. But as I took a look at the ingredient list, it's not really that further from what I take as far as my normal supplementation every day, which I'll get into in a moment. But I find myself sipping at these. When I was younger, I used to, do what everybody does, and that's knock down, brand X how many times over. I know some people who will bang down Monsters like they're going out of style, back to back. These, even though they're light, I don't feel the need or want to clang it down. This is a much more subtle type of drink to me. And, of course, that's buoyed by the fact that every ingredient in here, except for one, is just metered out in such a smart, intelligent way. Vitamin D, 25%. Vitamin C, 100%. Riboflavin, 25%. B6, 100%. B12, 100%. Magnesium, 2%. Potassium, less than 2%. Thiamine, 25%. Niacin, 100%. Folate, 25%. Pantothenic acid, 25%. And choline, 4%. The one outlier is 44% of your added sugars. Your total sugars are 23 grams, which ends up being only 9% of your total carbohydrates for the day. But 44% of the added sugars I'm not so keen on. However, it could be a hell of a lot worse. But then again, the second ingredient is the sugar, like I said earlier. So, which is a little weird to me because sugar, for most people who are looking to live an active, healthy lifestyle, is a big no-no. That's like, public enemy number one. And this is ingredient number 2. So, I don't know if the ingredients kind of work to counteract it to use the sugar as a healthy energy source or not. But it feels like when I'm drinking these, like it's super light. And what the can says is obviously true, but in the mouth and on the body, it doesn't feel that way. As far as the negatives go, it's kind of a positive and a negative for me. It's just kind of the in-between. Is the taste. These are really, really light. As I said in my first video, kind of the overview and the first taste, it's the best way to put this. It is quite possibly the lightest energy drink on the tongue that I've ever tasted. Like the original, honestly, just tastes like somebody took a Monster and poured a 20 ounce of water into the can and shook it up. The mixed berry, it's a little bit more complicated, and here's why. The mixed berry seems like it has a little bit of these natural flavors, of course, but they're also drowned out. And it's drowned out to such an effect that I really couldn't discern a specific berry taste. Like most of the time when you drink almost anything that's a mixed berry, it almost varies from person to person because they'll be like, oh, I taste the blue raspberry. I taste the blackberry. This one I can't. I really can't. This one is just so weird, I guess. Again, it's not bad. I'm not saying it's a bad flavor. I'm just saying it almost has a transparent flavor. And honestly, the original has that type of a feel as well. The taste to me is just so impermanent, if that's a word. It's there and then it's gone. It's just boom and it's gone. And you don't feel like you're drinking an energy drink on these. You really kind of don't. But the thing is too is that the sugar doesn't shine. Like I said, normally you see 44% out of a can of ZOA, and you're like, that's going to be sweet as all hell. It really isn't. And that's the weird type of thing with this, is that you almost don't feel like you're drinking an energy drink, but you obviously are. Because, you have these ingredients like your niacin, your B6, your B12. But you also get that head rush of sugar, which even still, I can't really complain that much about because it doesn't affect your energy levels. At least it didn't to me. When I was drinking these, when I was sipping at them, and one thing is, this is one serving. One can is one serving of these. And it is so, honestly, refreshing to have this be one serving than to have a Monster and have one of these be 2 servings, and people are just knocking them back. I'll be honest. Most of us don't pay attention to that. We don't. We just don't. It's just the sad fact of life. Your average, normal, everyday person who's going to go walk into a Walgreens or a convenience store or a Speedway or a 7-Up or a 7-Eleven is going to grab an energy drink and think, oh, look, it's an energy drink, and then crack it open, bang it down. That's the way it is. Having one can be a serving is smart, it's intelligent, and I know other energy drinks do this too, but I don't know why more companies don't advertise a 1 can serving size. I really don't. But I guess that's the thing that some people just kind of don't think about, obviously, as far as marketing and making sure this gets out to the right people. Because we're also in this kind of culture of where there's so much on the back of this can that is, most people are like, huh? What's that? Well, it's right here plain as day, and the ingredient list honestly isn't that bad either. Even though obviously sugar is the second ingredient, like I stated. Next is citric acid, natural flavors, sodium citrate, and then your amino acids. Having the amino acids above things like your caffeine and your, hell, half of everything else on here is just under that. Your riboflavin, your folic acid, your stevia even. I like that. I know it was, in the negatives and whatnot, but there's just so many positives that kind of leak over and kind of outweigh those negatives to me, that for me, I could honestly maybe safely drink these on I wouldn't say a consistent basis, but whenever I was like, you know what, I just need something to kind of rush me through. I have been drinking these for about maybe the past 3 or 4 days at work, and it bridges the gap for me because I work in a labor-intensive department in my store, and sip, go, come back, sip, go. And that's the most I could really ever honestly ask of something like this. So Dwayne, Rocky, The Rock, great job on these. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of the sugar in this product, but you know what? There are so many different things that I'm not even really getting into here, because obviously on the side it has, like the immunity, which is your vitamin C, your vitamin D, the hydration with the potassium and magnesium electrolytes. And honestly, I mean, the 250 milligrams of the BCAAs, that is just fantastic. The fact that not only do you have, leucine, isoleucine, valine, you also have arginine and glutamine. Glutamine works great for muscle soreness, and of course, arginine opens up your blood vessels. That way, more blood can rush to different parts of the body. Even with the niacin and this stuff too, you don't. At least I didn't get the niacin flush, and I really, like I said, I don't drink a lot of energy drinks anymore. This right here is the first real energy drink I've kind of had in months. Really, since I think August of last year, and I gotta say, I have felt better drinking these than I have in some cases almost anything else. So just kind of wrap things up here. ZOA, really good product. Very little in the way of negatives as far as I'm concerned. Let's just kind of bring down those sugars a little bit in the future there, Dwayne, huh? Can we keep that between us? Can we do that? But either way, if you like it, I think it's still only really available on the ZOA website, which was ZOAenergy.com. If you dig it, if you want something that's really light on taste, I still don't get the beer thing from my buddy. I guess the only thing that kind of is really interesting about this is that it's was it canned by the Molson Coors company, I guess. Maybe a couple of drops of some Coors Light got dropped into one of his drinks. I don't know, but again, I mean, this is honestly, I dig it, and if I dig it, that probably means you might dig it. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everybody out there for watching. If you like what you see, feel free to go ahead and hit the like, share, subscribe. Go down into the description below. Feel free to support the channel with the Buy Me a Coffee option. Check me out, of course, also on Twitter, Instagram, also on TikTok as well. I'm all over the place. So once again, everybody, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace out.